Aisha, thanks for your time. When you were speaking to my colleague Dan Moyane a little bit earlier, you interviewed one of the refugees who said that the Methodist Church where they were previously housed was much bigger, allowing them to effect that social distancing better, and that where they are now being housed is a lot smaller, forcing them into tighter interaction with each other. So I want to try and get to the bottom of the logic behind moving them. Was it perhaps from a security standpoint that it's easier to limit movement of refugees in the current location?
Well, the refugees were removed from the inside of the Central Methodist Church in terms of the emergency regulations, in terms of the Disaster Management Act. And so they were moved to this facility here, as you said, in Bellville, in Payne City. But there are more than 600 refugees and asylum seekers being housed here. And a little later we will show our viewers some visuals of the inside of this tent so that you can see there is hardly any room for social distancing. The refugees and asylum seekers are not wearing masks, they don't have gloves, there are no sanitizers available to them. And so if the reason was to move them to try and stop the spread of COVID-19, then it doesn't really make any sense, because this place really is not compliant in terms of the Disaster Management Act rules and regulations. But I am now joined by one of the refugee leaders, Eileen Bukuru, who will tell us about how they spent the past 2 nights here in this tent. Madame Bukuru, you were telling me earlier that it was not comfortable for you to sleep in this tent with more than 600 people, and even went as far as to say you were better off inside the Central Methodist Church.
Yeah, inside here you can see there's no that difference that they were saying that it's because of coronavirus. That is why they brought us here, because to prevent it, because we still many in one place, and also there's no that measure like donations of those sanitizers, like mask or gloves, just to care of ourselves. So if it was supposed to be because of the coronavirus, so there was supposed to be measure just also to try to prevent us also to get contaminated of the corona, but we're still in the same high risk of getting that virus.
Have any of the immigrants been tested or screened for COVID-19?
Yes, the time we were to the CBD there at Methodist Church, we're going for the testing.
But you went of your own accord, you haven't been screened before you came in here?
On our own, we're just trying to go on our own, not because someone who directed us or people brought us here, not at all. We went on our own.
But coming back to the situation inside the Central Methodist Church, you have been asked on numerous occasions to vacate the church by the priest of the Central Methodist Church, and you have consistently refused to leave.
Normally the priest, Pastor Allen's story, were asking us to leave, and we used to tell him we have nowhere to go, because we have small children, we have babies, so there's no way we can prefer, and just when someone tell you just leave, and you leave to go where to, in the streets. So there was no way we can just leave just like that, and we have children, our life also matter. We can't go and sleep on the streets, so we're asking where we need to, we need temporary shelter where we can be. That's what we used to say most of the time.
You have appealed for assistance to the UNHCR, and the UNHCR has consistently said that they cannot help you to relocate to a third country, but they can assist with local integration. Will you accept local integration?
We know very well that everywhere around the world is the UNHCR, they have mandate to protect refugees. But unfortunately in this country it seems that they don't care about refugees. When they say that reintegration, they always say you will be reintegrated. But we hear people, they are saying, we hear rumors, but we never see them. We know that there is a Canadian woman called the head of field office here in Cape Town called Miranda Ganda. She went in Parliament last time. She was speaking about protester. So she don't believe like people, they are refugees. And she been even asked, is a refugee have a right also to stand like in protest? She said yes. So we have right also to stand also if there is something wrong on our life. So we need to stand on our own because we've been victim years and years without solution. And we know that the UNHCR, they've got mandate to protect us as refugees. We need them to stand for us. They are saying that reintegration, they always say, we never see the UNHCR come to address us. We hear like they are asking me a question. We'll hear reading it when they write in the news. But we never get them to come and say that. Why they don't want to say? Because they feel that they are not in that capacity to come to address refugees, saying that because they know that their mandate is to protect refugees. So what is their use to be in South Africa? Well, they don't want to help refugees in South Africa.
Thank you so much for your time, ma'am. And we also know now that a delegation from the African National Congress will be visiting this facility at noon.
Hi, thank you very much. Aisha is now coming to us from Bellville, where refugees have been moved to a temporary shelter.